Hey guys, this is Camfrey15. I am back at it with another video for you guys, and I am back with some more fairy tale manga chapter reviews for you guys. Sorry for getting this video out late. Because like I said, listen, I recently got MLB The Show, and I've been playing the ever-living hell out of the game. So I've been enjoying myself with the game. And then two, the chapter came out and the translations came out pretty late, so I wasn't able to get access to the chapter for quite a while. But I'm recording the video Thursday night, and it's gonna go up Friday morning or Friday afternoon or something like that, because I'm just gonna, have a free day to myself. So yeah. Anyways, this is the highly anticipated chapter from the last time we saw Natsu meeting up with Suzaku. And here we go. Let's get into chapter 80, titled Suzaku. And the title page, if you guys wanted to know, or the cover page, is gray and free, essentially saying which one would prefer to be your escort. I'm gonna keep that to myself because no homo up in this bitch. Anyways, like I said, last week we started the chapter off, last week we ended the chapter off with Natsu finding his scarf, and then he runs into Suzaku. And it's like, oh crap, we figured this potentially was going to happen and stuff like that. Now, when Natsu first meets him, he smells him, and then he can tell that he's a dragon slayer, just unlike him and stuff like that. And it's funny because we see in this whole interaction scene that Suzaku is kind of just a funny comedic type of character, even though he is serious at the same time and stuff like that. Like, he calls Natsu a pervert because he's naked with a scarf and everything. And two, Suzaku also tells Natsu that, like him, he's from Earthland and he's been summoned here. And I like the fact how he says, I've been reincarnated from another world, which I just love the whole banter between these I'm just liking Suzaku's character when he's just being straight funny. And I like Natsu and him banter back and forth and stuff like that. So yeah. Now Natsu, or at first Suzaku tells Natsu like he's here to defeat Selene. And Natsu's like, oh really? We are too. What a coincidence. I guess we're friends. We're doing this together and stuff like that. Eventually, Lucy and the others eventually meet up with Natsu, and they run into Suzaku and stuff like that. Suzaku can essentially tell that Wendy's also a Dragon Slayer as well as the fact that they make a mention that, oh, you met this guy, who is him? And he's like a friend. So he says that he's Suzaku, and for reasons unknown, he was summoned to this world. And I like the way he talks. He talks honestly like in a knight way. Like in some of the stuff, he's like has been summoned. He talks like he's a knight. Makes sense, I guess, for a swordsman, if you ask me. But yeah. So essentially, they make funny jokes. There's another gray where he's stripped down and stuff like that, naked. It makes Suzaku laugh. I again clearly show that Suzaku, even though he's a serious character, he is pretty funny and he likes a good joke and everything and stuff like that. So, yeah. Now he asked that where Black Moon Mountain. They say, well, yeah, this is where she's at and stuff like that. And as he's going on to go try to stop Selene, Natsu's like, whoa, wait, this is our job. Why can't we just team up and do this together? Well, at first, he doesn't really say he's team up. He's kind of just like, that's our job. And Suzaku kind of replies by saying, thou art amusing folk, but I cannot hand this over to thee. If I daily round, I mayest be overtaken by fairy tale. So, and this is the funny part, because as you're reading this, you're like, wait, shouldn't he know who these guys are just from the descriptions that we're told and stuff like that? And eventually, Natsu, Gray, and others are like, fairy tale, what the heck are you talking about? And then he essentially calls out all of them on their individual traits and what they look like. And then at the last thing, it's like, you look like the people that were described to me, who attacked my guild and everything. So his whole character changes, and that's when he's like, all right, I gotta get revenge for my Diablo's guild mates being attacked. So he has the same kind of personality as, I guess you can say, when it comes to other people hurting his guild mates, similarly like Natsu and stuff like that. So as he goes to attack, Urza quickly draws her sword as he draws his, blocks it, and to the chagrin of Suzaku, he's actually pretty shocked that Urza read that movement out pretty crazy. But in this whole thing, we see Urza's blade like cut in half. That's how crazy strong this Suzaku character is. He eventually cuts her and she starts bleeding. It's kind of interesting because like it cuts her straight in her and essentially abdomen area and stuff like that. It scares all the other fairy tale members and stuff like that. Natsu goes in and he's trying to do, I'm guessing, a fire dragon iron fist, but Suzaku immediately cuts him down, and even Gray's like, Natsu, stand back. He's on a different level than, we are. And he literally cuts, does the same thing to Natsu, literally cuts him, and it's like, gets all the way from like his damn near shoulder to like his abs. And I'm like, good God. And you can see like, Natsu's coughing up some blood and everything and things like that. So he goes on to say, Suzaku goes on to say like, yo, I did this to avenge my guild and everything, and stuff like that. And then when things couldn't get any worse, which I didn't see coming, Selene, Mimi, and Hakune show up out of nowhere, and they're like, it seems like we got another person added to this party and stuff like that. And I was completely like, and now I was reading this manga chapter, and I was like, yo, she just showed up. I'm like, she just showed up, and it clearly goes to show Selene's like, okay, I'm done. I'm taking this into my own hands because Yoko couldn't do it and stuff like that. Now, Selene goes on to say, I couldn't help but overhear this troubling story about which of you would defeat me first. Dear me, to think that the 5 dragon gods would be reduced to someone's hunting trophies. She goes on to say it's honestly a tasteless story and stuff like that. So when the other fairy tale, when Gray, Wendy, Lucy grab the injured Natsu and Urza, they try to go retreat, but Selene's like after them to Mimi and Hakune. So Lucy, Gray, Wendy, and the others are essentially being followed and pursued by Mimi and Hakune, while Selene says she's going to stay back and take on Suzaku and stuff like that. Now, Suzaku replies, already, I guess you can say activating his magic aura. He goes on to say, pardon me, but our guild shall be the one to feast on this dragon. We shall take the heads of the 5 dragon gods. And the chapter essentially ends saying, essentially with Selene saying, well, now come, prove to me what you've got. Or she says, the magical powers of the moon will kill you. So it seems like the next manga chapter, we're not only going to probably see the fairy tale members being pursued, but it seems like we're going to see the fight between Suzaku and Selene. It's going to be very interesting to see what I almost said Horikoshi, like this is My Hero Academia. Not Horikoshi. Mashima takes it with here, because we got 2 pretty strong characters here, and then 2 characters that it's like, you would see as like, well, you introduce Suzaku now, he can't lose, but at the same time, Selene can't lose. She has to get beat by the fairy tale characters unless Mashima pulls a whole 180 twist where we have a Diablos member defeating a dragon god here. And 2, this is definitely gonna be, the first, I think the first legit time of us seeing what Selene can really do in action, like what she can essentially contribute to, I guess, this arc, and see what her true depth of power is. And again, like I said, Mimi and Hakune are pursuing our fairy tale members, so I wonder if they're going to be taken care of by the fairy tale members. But at the same time, we got to mention it's going to probably be difficult for Urza, Gray, and Lucy to take them out. I'm not Urza. Wendy, Gray, and Lucy to take them out because two of their main hitters are down. Look like they're down for the count, and they look like they need Wendy to freaking heal them. And we know how strong Mimi is, and then how crazily insane how Hakune is. So we could be definitely getting rematches of Lucy versus Mimi, and well, it wouldn't be much of a rematch because it, well, somewhat is, but Hakune versus Gray. So they definitely could go that route. It's gonna be very interesting to see where this manga chapter is going. But I was definitely hyped after reading this manga chapter. I thought this was a really fun, really good manga chapter. And definitely it's keeping the intrigue very much high with what's going to be happening in this arc. You know, I don't even know if we're going to be getting what the fairy tale stuff or what, you know, this Suzaku versus Selene fight's going to be giving us. Again, like I just say, Selene's a snack. I think everybody can admit that. Selene is a snack. And when I see her animated, she might be my favorite new villainess. I'm just going to say that because she's hot and she's badass. And we're going to see how badass she is, I guess, next chapter in 2 weeks or so. But again, I'm going to get out of here. Actually, one thing. Again, let me talk about Suzaku. But it was also interesting how Suzaku essentially took down two of Fairy Tail's strongest members in Natsu and Urza with utter ease. Now, yes, they were already, I guess you could say, battle damaged and somewhat exhausted from their last fight with Yoko. But at the same time, it's still pretty damn impressive that he easily, and mind you, easily took out Urza and Natsu with one strike. And it's insane. So, again, these Diablos members are proven to still be a thorn in the Fairy Tail Guild's side, side with how abnormally strong they are. And I feel like 100 Year Quest is going to end with Fairy Tail versus Diablos, I'm guessing, where some of our favorite members of Fairy Tail are going to fight Diablos members. It's going to be very interesting to see where the Diablos members are going, but it's, again, like I said, it's interesting to see that Suzaku definitely took down two of the strongest Fairy Tail members with utter ease. And I know that, like I said earlier, they were battle damaged and they've been somewhat exhausted, but still, it's like, yo, they literally took them down with one strike. So yeah, but that's all I'm going to say on this manga chapter. So if you guys enjoyed this week's manga chapter, please hit that like button. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's manga chapter for Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest, as well as hit that subscribe button. And if you hit that subscribe button, you help me only get to, well, I guess one step closer to getting to 100 subscribers, because I believe at this current point in time, I have 94 subscribers. So that means I only need 8 more subscribers to get to 100. So let's make that possible, because that's a pretty good milestone for the channel, if you ask me. So if you're not subscribed and you want to get more Fairy Tail content, please hit that subscribe button. So yeah, but other than that, guys, again, sorry for the late upload with everything that's going on in my personal life. I guess you can say I've been kind of lazy with the recordings and stuff like that. Like, I still got to do my Supergirl episode something review for this week, and I still haven't done because I've been too busy playing MLB The Show, because it's such a fun game, especially if you have it on the next gen consoles. But yeah, other than that, that's it. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night or day when you shot this video. Until then, guys, hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.